Cowboys and Elves 9 by T. Martino. One very early morning, Finn told Tor, "I want to know how old Verrier is." Tor thought a moment, then said, "It is hard to ask that question, but I think I have a way." Tor approached Terry, who was saddling Roni. Tor then asked in Sindarin, pointing at Roni's mouth, "Verrier, how old is Roni? May I look at his teeth?" Terry nodded and put up 5 spread fingers on one hand. Tor confirmed this by looking at Roni's teeth. Finn watched this conversation with interest. Then Tor pointed at Terry and asked her age. The words were the same, so Terry understood what he asked. Terry laughed and covered her teeth, which made both of the Eldar laugh. She held out 6 fingers, then put her hands down, then held up 5. Tor smiled. 65. He turned to Finn. 65, that is incredibly young. Finn nodded, but he then said, "Now, cousin, she will ask you, what answer will you give?" Tor told Finn, "I have the perfect answer." As Tor turned, Terry looked up at him and asked, by pointing at him and then at Roni's teeth, "How old are you?" She gestured. He then pretended to count on his fingers and glanced at Terry, grinning at her questioning expression. "Oh dear," Tor told her, "I can't count that high." He shook his head. "Oh, it is a very big number." Terry stared at him skeptically and then gave him a dubious look. Tor then said, "I see you don't believe me, but I assure you the number of my years is extremely high." Terry looked at him questioningly. Tor shook his head in pretend sadness. I do not know. It is such a big number. And Finn, he's even older. No one can count that high." "You are funny, Tor." And Terry laughed. Tor nodded and raised his eyebrows. "Yes, I am amusing." Terry then stated, "You boys are a mystery, you know." They both nodded. Bell was healed, and Joe the cowdog often laid next to him. Terry and Slim still looked for their trail. Then one still early morning, as they rode ahead of Finn and Tor and Bell, someone appeared on the ridge above them. It was the horseman. "Look," stated Slim. "It's the big horseman. He looks like he's from Nevada." "Nah," said Terry. "His hair's too long." Slim said, "He's wearing your wild rag, Enoch, and he got it tied in a buckaroo knot." "He's laughing and beckoning us," said Terry, and looked at Slim laughing. Slim yelled up at him, "Hey, buckaroo, you want a race? I bet you my last sip of whiskey." The big horseman waved joyously and turned to start, and Terry and Slim galloped after him. Finn and Tor and Bell looked up to see the 3 silhouetted on the ridge, then watched with astonishment as they galloped off into the gathering mist. Bell turned to Finn and Tor. "Arrah!" Joe the cowdog trotted past them. And as the dog climbed the ridge, he stopped halfway and glanced behind at the Eldar and Atani. But the dog had changed. No longer a cowdog, but a little rough-furred coyote, with grinning eyes and panting mouth. Finn and Tor looked at the creature with great surprise and watched him vanish over the ridge towards the sun rising in the east. Terry then appeared again, for a moment, on the ridge. She made a shooing gesture. "Go home now, boys. We found our trail. See y'all down the road." Then the old woman turned and galloped away. Maybe this is the end.